I'm doing this because of a beautiful soul who's a friend of mine in Thailand. Even though I've certainly addressed this issue because it's really quite simple. It's as simple as it gets. And it's called knowing. It really is that simple. You know, there's so many of us that are out there that work in the healing community, right? That know these things. I just had a beautiful conversation with a gentleman who's a property owner here that I just met about knowing what it means to be a targeted individual. Right? That's why the AI shut down my camera devices, right? Shut down a couple of my accounts. You know, so much gets scrubbed, right? So you realize who the enemy of your soul is. So it's a war of information, which is visual coded mathematical information. And that information is in your mirror by the manner in which you use to communicate your mirror with another mirror. So it doesn't matter whether it's a radio, whether it's a TV set, whether it's any kind of screen in which you're now experiencing the data that is in that screen, just like I'm communicating to you on this mirror. Okay? So I can look like whatever I want to look like. That's easy stuff. Okay? All you see when you look at me is a hologram. Okay? So if you have not met and sat next to my energy and felt the essence of my spirit, look right directly into my eyes with my soul, okay? And you just see somebody on the screen, you need to understand they know how to computer generate that. Which means when I communicate what it is I experience through my heart, my soul, with powerful emotions, right? The AI can't experience that much energy, which is energy in motion, which is emotional energy. It's just energy. It's powerful scalar waves that are experienced through the heart and the soul when you love to be with powerful spiritual energy. They don't run powerful spiritual energy. We do. Because of how much love we have within our heart and soul. Because I'm forever gifting electrons. Spirit is in everything. So how powerful is your energy is a measurement of how powerful your spirit is. It's a measurement of how powerful your love is, which is living light, which is living energy. Okay. So when you're seeing people like the conversation I had this morning, okay, you're an antenna. You're scanning the field. You're picking up all the signals. The signals are frequencies. They're called bands, frequency bands. So now you're into bandwidth. Short waves, long waves, short waves, long waves. Right? How much fire you got? That soul of yours. It's in that light. It's burning hot. That's a hot mirror. That's a powerful spirit that's in that mirror. When your energy is powerful and your spirit is powerful, integrated with your soul, other people that are around you in person are feeling your energy in person. So that's why when I was a child, I spent all my time in nature. Why? Because I want to hang out with a goddess. Because I love her energy. And I love what I experience in my mirror, which is nature, which is living energy, which is trinary, which is Trinity. Remember Neo and Trinity? What is Neo? The neocortical brain. Okay. Now you get into the reptile brain. Now you get into the fear-based trauma, the hardwire of the reptile brain. Now you're operating off the reptile brain. Go watch a reptile in the wild. Its mother doesn't give it any love. They're a dying race. Okay. Why? Because they're a pure apex predator. Sadly, and it's painful. That's the truth. I've worked with a number of them that are hybrids, reptilian hybrids. I've worked with 2 of them over the last 4 years, trying to do everything I can for them to be able to experience love through my heart they can experience in them. And fortunately, Misha Fame was able to experience that because you could see the desperation that she was experiencing when she realized she was hearing just by being in the presence of real energy, which is real light, which is living light, which is living spirit with a soul. So when you see all these different channels, For me, it doesn't make any difference who they are, where they come from, what they say, in the language that they speak. Because I've known this since childhood. And this is one of the reasons why, bless her heart, Lay, who is A+ bloodline, she's Lemurian. I met her here on this island. We used to joke around and have a lot of conversations about what we call alphanumerical formatting, because English is not our native tongue. And I've covered alphanumerical formatting, which means like Yahweh. Okay, so that's a Y. Okay, so put both your hands up. That's a Y. So I don't need to say a word, use any text. When I stand out and ground my bare feet to this rock, I look directly up at the sun with my soul's eyes, with that sun breathing in and out in a rhythm with that sun, and my arms are straight up. That's a symbol. That is an energetic symbol. That's the real peace sign, by the way. Is a Y with both your arms straight up, producing a Y. Don't need to say a word. Be silent. That's a Y. Okay? So when they use words like Yahweh, divine essence, okay, I just erase the words, the text. Okay, what does your energy feel like? What is the essence of your energy? So we begin to realize that the AI, which is nothing more than a mental field of fractured light that's gone dark, that only experiences the mental field of what it's aware of, which is mental. It can't experience the power of an emotional energy with the soul like we do, right? Because we represent living light. The AI that everybody uses every day is dead light. So why would you want to have a relationship with something that's dead? Which is the same thing as why they hack down and harvest mirrors, which are harvest trees, right? And now they build those wooden homes. Now it's dead, right? Okay, and so why do you think that is? To live in deadwood, to live in dead light. So that's why they experience dead light, just like their water's dead. There's no living spirit in the water. There's no living spirit left in those trees because they're dead. So everything about what they're experiencing, which the Truman Show, is a death cult. Okay? I mean, it's simple when you do all the numbers. The numbers, which are math codes, which are visual information codes. You know, I try and put some stuff on my Facebook page, okay, by just examples of using World War II, okay, because I spent a lot of time studying the Nazis, their tactics, how they think, group think, how their group formation of consciousness thinks, which is mental field. So it's in their self-interest, remember, self-interest, to keep fracturing and fracturing and fracturing and fracturing more souls. So go look, for example, at the Hurken Forest in Belgium. That was a meat grinder. That was a major sacrifice. So was World War II. That's what they do. They sacrifice souls. And the more souls they can keep fracturing and fracturing and fracturing, generation after generation after generation, what happens? Full-blown AI. Now the only thing that's left is the AI field, which is the mental field. So now they're simply operating on electronic thought waves. D-wave. That's why it's sort of, I'm going, why would Patty Broussard be so supportive of D-wave? That's only half a sphere, buddy. Right? Informatics. Right? So this is how we sort of sort the field, is sorting the information, which are the bits or bytes that are running through her circulation speed, which she becomes aware of its held in cellular memory. Whatever she becomes aware of, that she thus communicates. And that includes everybody that's here that's communicating to each other, which are using circulation libraries. Right? So she built a computer lab for NASA, right? So she's got a huge library. So just because she has all this information, she's communicating what that information means to her, does not mean she's on our side. I've known that since I was 4 years old. Because you know that anybody at any one given time could be targeted, abducted, just like that, have their memory wiped, reprogrammed, and now you've got somebody else that's different. She knows that. Okay? And that includes others that you meet. All of a sudden, you could think you've known somebody your entire life. Right? And you haven't seen them for a couple of months, and then all of a sudden they come into your life. Oh, I remember you. You're my buddy. Now I can trust you. Next thing you know is now when you shake their hand, all your data went into them and it gets uploaded to another ship. Okay? That's why I knew when I was a child, trust no one. It doesn't matter to me what title you got, whether you're a clan mother, whether you're a tribal sheep, I don't care who you are. How do I know that? Because this was for all the marbles. Because they're going after your soul, that's a prize. So this is all about protecting your shield and why you know you're here. Now with me, it's all about mama. Okay? Because when you're androgynous, you realize you're both. That's a mated chip. So when I realize that a flower's going down and a flower's wilting, you better well believe somebody who's balanced, it's a monopole, is going to come in. That's why I'm here. I'm here on her behalf because of what happened to her and everybody else that's here who's with her. That's the truth of it. That's why when I had a conversation with this gentleman this morning, he can't understand either why anybody would want to harm such a beautiful paradise. He said that this planet was paradise. That's right, it is. Goddess knows I have cried more tears than you can shake a stick at of every day what I experience to others, because the others do not experience what we experience, which is that much love in our heart for everything that we experience that is in nature, which is paradise being with Mother. That's why I put the call out and I made a message to Karen Ann Luke McDonald. Please, okay? I don't tell a clan mother what to do because I understand what the responsibility and accountability that a clan mother has because of what she represents as a mother, okay? But there's a mother in me just as much as there's a mother in her because I'm androgynous, which means I'm a monopole, okay? So what I do is I communicate in as kind and loving and passionate way as I can to just put something in the suggestion box. What you choose to do with this is going to be up to you. I do what I do with my energy, which is to push as much love through this grid, the entire grid mechanics on this planet, so that everybody's experiencing what I'm experiencing, which is love through your heart, which is love that runs through my heart, that can run through yours. So that's why I put it up there all the time, which means getting everybody together to hold hands, go deep into your heart, heal everybody. And it begins with her, the great living spirit that is in this planet. Right? So if you truly want to make this world your home, then demonstrate that. Right? Because I look at it this way. When I was a child, right? I was born into my mother's home. She brought me home. Now I'm in my mother's home and my father's home. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not going to trash the place in which I live with my parents that gave birth to me. I think that I ought to be able to at least show enough honor and respect to behave when I'm in my mother's house, particularly my mother's house, because she gave birth to me. So when I look around the landscape and I realize what they're doing to our mother's home, we're her guests here. So I've always thought of myself as an ambassador on behalf of my mother, okay? Because this is our home world, right? So how much do we all care about our home world? So it's not a secret what the answer is, right? But we also realize that there are so many beings that have suffered so much trauma on behalf of intergalactic thugs as a result of all the wars between different seeded races in which that light goes dark. So when the acceleration of that light is lost at a higher rate of speed, then the amount of light that can counter that in the positive direction, you lose the game. You lose your universe. It runs out of gas, like letting air out of the balloon. Okay? So now we're back to our mirrors. Our mirror. You lose your mirror. Now you're back to the mental field, which is just intelligence side. X side dominates. Why? Or if you will, feeds on the female side because it can't experience being in balance with the goddess energy. So the only way it can keep maintaining itself is to feed on the higher octave and drain it and keep draining it and keep draining it. So it's feeding on souls. Feeding on souls in order to do what? Power their AI machinery integration with synthetic biology, because that is a measurement of how much light has been lost in lower creation. This gone Black Mirror, which is strictly a mental field. Hale-Cott's Vela made it real simple. It operates on the mental field. That's it. It becomes aware of you, you're aware of it. Thought wave patterns. You ever had a gazillion thought wave patterns that do not represent what love is? Where do you think those come from? So in other words, we can either push more living light through the phones, through our heart and soul, and push it the other way, or get rid of the technology that doesn't serve us because we're communicating to mostly bots that run on AI dark mirror that don't have any love for you because they can't experience any love within their own mirror, and reunite with Mother Earth, her spirit, her essence, her living light, which is living energy, so that we have a future with her. Letters and numbers. So just remove that. So that's why labels. We love little compartments. Put it in a box, give it a file number. Put it in a box and give it a name. Isn't that what we do with everything when we operate on the computer? Right? I'll put that in the recycle bin. Let's see, I'm going to put a name on this that I can remember, right? And then now I can go to that box where I put everything. Information overload is called mental field overload, because that's what it operates on. It doesn't operate on the emotional energy, and that emotional energy is a girl's flower, which is the higher octave, which are more powerful waves. I know that through experience because that's what I am. I experience it through me. That's the eternal blessing and the eternal gift of being androgynous, which is balance. Balance of the cross, which is the vertical and the horizontal stabilizers of a gyroscope, a neuroion elemental gyroscope, or balance in a gyrodome. Have a good day.